Welcome back. Here is a truly miraculous story that happened at UW Health. Gary Davey was shocked to learn he had prostate cancer at his age back in 2010. After years of different treatment attempts, he overcame the incredibly aggressive cancer thanks to genetic testing and a clinical trial at Carbone Cancer Center. That trial therapy has now been approved by the FDA.
Boy, that's very exciting.
That's great.
Dr. Pothof is here. We can ask him about that in just a second. But last week on Live at 4, you may recall we told you that the CDC was considering easing COVID isolation restrictions.
Yeah, so the CDC now says it has no immediate plans to do that. In fact, it's meeting February 28th. They will be considering recommending yet another COVID booster shot this spring.
And Public Health Madison-Dane County, meanwhile, is reporting that flu cases in the area are high right now. And Dr. Pothof is here for his weekly visit. Boy, there's a lot to talk to you about.
I know, it keeps on changing.
Very quickly,
yeah.
How big of a game changer would that prostate cancer treatment be?
I mean, there's incredible things going on with cancer. And I think what a lot of people don't know is Carbone is like, you know, an elite cancer center that we have available to us right here. But cancer treatments are an exciting frontier of medicine. I think over the next, 10 years or so, there's just so many cool things happening. And it'll be really kind of cool to see that happen.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow that. Very exciting.
So COVID.
Yeah.
They were talking about easing up the isolation, the quarantine, and now
I think,
never mind?
I think they'll probably discuss this. And there's two camps, and I think you'll see why it's hard to know exactly which way to go. The one side that is for easing the restriction will say, hey, a lot of people have immunity. Even if there are some people who are infectious that are out there in the community, it's not going to cause a huge surge in cases. Only a few more people will get sick. People are having a really hard time following isolation. Maybe we should adjust it to make it a little bit more kind so people can actually follow our guidance. The other camp goes, well, the science hasn't changed. We know that people that get COVID will typically shed or be infectious anywhere from 6 to 9 days after they come down with symptoms. That means if we loosen those guidelines, we will have people who are out there who can infect other folks. And maybe for you and I, that's not so bad, but for folks who've got cancer or autoimmune disease, that's a risk for them. So, should we move the goalposts or not? And that's kind of the banter that's going back and forth right now.
We do not have it in the rearview mirror quite yet. And about this booster that they're considering for some groups in the spring, is that the same booster they were recommending earlier this fall?
Yeah, I think the logic behind this, and this one actually makes some good sense to me, is we know there's lots of studies now that once you get COVID or once you're boosted for COVID, you have really good protection against severe disease for about 6 months. And then it wanes pretty rapidly, especially if you're older or have some comorbid conditions or if you're immunocompromised. And if COVID was like flu, where basically we start to see flu cases like peak up in October, they go through winter, and then March, April, like they're gone, they're not there. You could have a strategy that is like one booster in the fall. It covers you for the flu season. By the time summer happens, doesn't matter. But with COVID, we see it year round. So now if you're those high-risk people and you get boosted in the fall, that's great. But you would be at risk for more severe disease during COVID that happens during, July and August. So to recommend, a 2-dose series for those highest risk folks, probably not for everyone, does make some sense just because COVID seems to be a 12-month out of the year disease.
All right, stay safe.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Okay, thank you very much for visiting once again.
You bet.
Okay, we'll be back after this.